Alright people, we are beginning the final assault. We are going after the Advent Network Tower. Our objective for today is to go in, we gotta hack this thing, and we gotta send out the message. We have to let the world know what the aliens are really doing. So a cool thing about this mission is we get to tick off these 4 boxes based on the amount of intel we have available, and these boxes give us special benefits. The first one is squad concealment. The second one allows us to bring an extra soldier. On this particular mission, you're defaulted to 3, but with this we have 4. Squad precision is increasing our crit chance by a whopping 33%, and squad targeting increases our aim by 15 and crit by 25. This is a very cool feature for this mission. I almost wish something like this was available throughout the entire game, but it's nice that we get to lessen the difficulty just a tiny little bit. And I think we're gonna need it because one of the enemies is the Hive Queen. We haven't seen that yet. Not looking forward to it. So let's see what squad is gonna deal with this today. Alright, before we get started with the squad composition, you'll notice that we have upgraded to the final tier of armor, which is giving us an additional point of armor and some extra health, which is going to make us more durable, so thumbs up. And we may as well start with our specialist, Bill Tex Hudson. He is a combat hacker medic hybrid, so he's got the medkits and the skulljack. Next up, we have Diamond Spectre Freehold. He is wearing an exosuit, so he's got the shredder gun with him as his heavy weapon, and he has Talon rounds as well as the ionic axes on his back. Then Buster Doom Guy Thompson is going to be our machine killer. He's got the blue screen rounds and the EMP grenade. And finally, Solomon Slayer Gomez is a ranger. He has the venom rounds and the gas grenade. And you'll also notice that our weapons, some of them have been upgraded to the final tier. Our assault rifles are plasma rifles now, and they look really, really fancy. It's a bit out of place because Solomon Slayer Gomez is still visually wearing Kevlar, but damn it, he's a hardened resistance guerrilla fighter. So maybe he's wearing the Kevlar and the, you know, the old school military stuff on top of the Warden armor. So either way, fashion choices aside, let's get in there and secure the Advent Network Tower. Okay. Oh man, this is a notoriously difficult mission because you are forced to go with such a small squad size, especially after getting used to going on missions with 6 or 8 guys as opposed to, you know, as opposed to 4. So we have a much lesser amount of firepower than we've grown accustomed to, but we have some really powerful soldiers with us, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. The layout of these maps are always generally the same. There's a small degree of variance in it, so I do know what to expect having beaten the game several times, but with XCOM, you can never be entirely sure what's going to happen. One thing that I'm sort of regretting is not bringing a battle scanner with me, because I'm not going to be able to do any scouting, but that's okay. If we're careful about the way we move, we won't necessarily need to scout. And since we have eyes on the first group of enemies, Sidewinder, Serpentis, and a Codex, they are going to be the ones to get it first. Unfortunately, though, there's not a lot of room for us to maneuver around over here, so we may not get the most effective positions out of it, but that's okay. It's okay. That is okay. That is the mantra for today. But on a different note, I had an interesting day yesterday, and from the looks of things, the enemies aren't deciding to move, so we're going to engage them right now. I had a pretty interesting day yesterday. I went to a little hole-in-the-wall restaurant in Harlem called Petey's. I go there pretty frequently. But I went there. I usually go with my buddy Jay. Jay, what's good if you watching today? If you're not, fuck you. I'm kidding. I love you anyway. But seriously, I went to Petey's and I got a 2-piece chicken sandwich. Barbecue. It's delicious. Just like this shot. 100%. Eliminated. Beautiful. So I had a 2-piece barbecue chicken sandwich with a side order of French fries, and the Sidewinder didn't cross any. Oh, I think the Sidewinders have lightning reflexes, so it wouldn't have crossed line of sight anyway. But we do have some Chrysalid guarding the objective, and the Hive Queen as well, with 60 hit points and 5 points of armor. That is absolutely absurd. I do not approve. And we have a Mutant Elite as well, 25 points of health and 4 points of armor. Always a difficult enemy to deal with. And guarding the objective are 2 mechs and an Archon. I have a feeling they're going to stay huddled in that room until we get there. So we'll have to make our way as carefully as possible. And unfortunately, the flank is going to come out. Already taking some big damage, but we do have medkits. So it's not the end of the world, but I didn't want to take damage so soon. But that's okay. We'll make it through. We'll do our best. So yeah, I got a 2-piece chicken sandwich, barbecue chicken sandwich, and a side of fries. And I go over to my table. Buster Doom Guy Thompson is killing it today. I go over to my table, I sit down, and I go to work on the food. Ridiculous levels of work were put in. Let me tell you something. I ate the fuck out of that sandwich, and I ate the fuck out those fries. All right. Have you ever been in a situation in which you are doing more than you need to do in the situation? I was going ham on this sandwich, and it felt so delicious. I had barbecue sauce all over my face, ketchup on my hands. It was the most disgusting thing that you'll ever see. All right, but it felt so good. We're going to blow the med kit early. It's not going to heal for its maximum health. I believe they heal 8 at this point because of some upgrades that I have, but we're only going to get 6, but I want to keep my guys as healthy as possible. So we're going to go on Overwatch and then end up the turn. So yeah, I was eating like a pig, but it was such a liberating experience to just not care that anybody was watching, because people were watching. All right, people were looking at me out the corner of their eye, and they're thinking to themselves, "This guy's freaking disgusting. What the hell is going on?" But it was perfect. All right, and that is why I bring this information to you. If you ever have an opportunity to just completely eviscerate some food in a public place, I wholeheartedly recommend that you do so. And my goodness, the 60 points of health on the Hive Queen are absolutely terrifying. We're going to have to deal with that, but first, we may as well try and deal with the Sidewinder. I'm going to start off by throwing an axe at it, and then I'll take the shot, because I want to eliminate this thing as quickly as possible. Boom, got a nice critical hit. No, 1 shot, 1 kill. That's beautiful. I'm not going to attack through the Mutant Shield. I'm going to turn my next shot to the Hive Queen. Boom, another nice crit for 8 damage. Feels good to have fully upgraded soldiers, man. They're so powerful. But we're going to have to get a tiny bit aggressive if we're going to want this to work. So let's move Buster Thompson onto the roof, so that in the following turns he'll have a height advantage on the Mutant, and he'll start doing work there. And if possible, we'll get Slayer Gomez in position where he can reach with the no. In the next turn, Slayer Gomez might be able to reach the Mutant with a grenade, and that will be insanely valuable. And last thing we'll do, we'll put the aid protocol on Gomez because he's in half cover. And our medic will just move our medic into a full covered position in the back. I'm always very I tiptoe around with the healers. All right, the Overwatch's gonna come out. It did connect. We didn't get an execute. This thing is huge. My God, this is terrifying. And the Chrysalid soldier as well, destroying a bunch of property on the... Oh, it's 2 Chrysalid soldiers. This is a problem. But yeah, it's liberating to eat and not care about manners and not care about what people are saying about you, and just having fun with your food, man. It feels really good. Now, Solomon Slayer Gomez is very powerful. He has this cool new ability called Rapid Fire. We've seen it before on some of our soldiers. It allows him to shoot twice. And because he has the light 'em up ability, he can technically shoot 4 times, which means he can wombo combo the fuck out of enemies. But we're not going to start off with that. We're going to start off by chucking out a plasma grenade on these chrysalid who have grouped themselves together oh so nicely. And the reason it's liberating, though, is because we spend so much time trying to be polite and trying to be prim and proper and all that stuff, that it just is nice to just be like, you know what, screw everything. I'm not worrying about nothing. I don't care. I'm gonna smother my face in barbecue sauce, you know, or whatever it is you're doing. And I guess the natural question is, what's something that you guys do to get into that mind state of being completely free from the chains of society, from being just uninhibited to a degree. And we're gonna take a rapid fire because our shot percentages are really good right now, so we should be able to rip this thing's butthole open. First shot, critical hit for 15. Did it not? Oh, it did. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Oh, man. This is crazy. All right, and then we'll check out the gas bomb. That 15% crit bonus or whatever it was, I think it was 30. It is insane. So the poison on those 2 chrysalid is going to not reduce their chance to hit. Are they immune to poison? I think chrysalid are immune to poison. That's unfortunate. Well, either way, we're doing really well for ourselves. We're gonna finish this off with the Shred Storm gun. I'm trying to get as much damage on both of these targets as possible. Boom, goes the dynamite. So yeah, what do you guys do to free up your mind to get yourself a little bit less concerned with the day-to-day? Because on the day when I did go to get my barbecue chicken sandwich, I was tired. I was feeling crappy. But then as I smothered the sauce on my face, as I poured an excessive amount of ketchup onto my fries, I felt all my problems melting away. I felt all my struggles disappearing. Yes, chrysalids are immune to poison. I kind of should have known that because they poison people when they hit them with their melee attacks, but no harm, no foul. More property has been destroyed. Diamond Freehold taking some damage. We're going to have to run him back so we can get to a med kit. He's also going to take a melee from the Mutant Elite, but it's going to miss. Thank goodness. That would have made me very upset. And we've got a heavy mech coming into position, gonna take a shot with his rockets, hitting all of the aliens as well as Diamond Freehold. So I'm kind of happy that he did all that extra damage for me, and Diamond Freehold just burst into flames because of all the stuff that's going on here. Or something burst into flames. I'm not sure if that was Diamond, actually. But either way, we can get him very easily back to a medkit safe position, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. So the medkit comes out, and even though we don't have a group of mechanical enemies clumped together, I'm considering blowing a capacitor discharge on this group. Or maybe not. Maybe that's not the right decision. Alright, let's try to be intelligent about how we do this. I have access to airdrop, so we're gonna pass the potato over to Buster Doom Guy Thompson because he needs another plasma grenade because he was only carrying 1. So the airdrop comes out, and now Doom Guy can launch the plasma grenade into the crowd of 3 enemies. Get rid of the personal shield from the Come on, Rip. I know there's a way for me to hit them while I'm still on the roof. Thank you. I hope this doesn't knock me off the roof on some dumb shit. So we lob out the grenade. That will get rid of some of the armor on the mutant. Do a tiny bit of damage to the chrysalid, not nearly enough. Salvo is going to proc, which is a very cool ability. Unfortunately, we don't have eyes on any of the enemies. Salvo, what it does is if I use my first action as a grenade, then I can take another action afterwards. So it essentially consumes only one action point when normally it would end the turn. But the unfortunate part about this is the fact that we didn't have vision anymore. But we do have vision with Solomon Gomez, so he should eliminate both of the chrysalid soldiers without any troubles. You know, I don't like these super powered chrysalids at all. All the arrows in my brain are telling me that they're overpowered, but at the same time, I'm running low on ammo. At the same time, when you get enough soldiers promoted like this, they don't even seem difficult. Now the Mutant Elite is such a wild card that I want to try and take it out, but if this shot misses, I'm going to be really upset. So I'm going to hope right now that Solomon Gomez doesn't get crit through full cover. Alright, so let's take the shot at the chrysalid. It's a guaranteed kill there because we had 100% and our damage rolls were more than enough. So now... Oh shit, we're going to get grenaded. I messed up, guys. This mutant is about to kill us with a grenade. Look at him. He's going for it. Yep. I messed up. Oh, he didn't throw a grenade. But he did crit me through half cover. So, he wins at the end of the day. Hack defense reduced. Doesn't really matter because we can't hack anything because we don't... Wait, yes we can. What am I talking about? Dude, I'm losing it right now. It's all the barbecue sauce coursing through my veins. I hardly know what's going on. So here's what we do. Because we reduced the hack defense with that Overwatch shot from our blue screen rounds, we have an opportunity to take control of a very powerful unit. So we'll start off by using another medkit. And we've officially run out of medkits, but we do have the restoration ability, which heals all the targets on the battlefield, which is very nice. So we'll save that for when we really need it. But right now, we'll go for the hack. I'm really excited that this is working so well. It'd be hilariously funny if I wasn't recording right now. I know that I am, but it'd be really crazy if I wasn't. So I'm going to go for the control just because it's go big or go home time right now. No. This doesn't make any sense. Guys, when have I ever been this lucky? Never is the answer. It's the barbecue sauce. It is 100% the barbecue sauce and the French fries and the ketchup. It's all making me just incredibly lucky. And if that's not a sign that I should eat sloppy more often or eat sloppily more often, then I don't know what is. Now, that suppression is a big problem. And if we don't get rid of it, we're not going to get a wombo combo with Solomon Gomez, which is what I really want right now. But there's no safe way for me to get rid of that suppression. So we're going to have to try something different. The Spectre, man. He's a tough guy, but that mutant elite is arguably one of the most dangerous units in the game. So I really want to take it out. So I'm gonna rush over here with run and gun, and this should be flanked. If it's not, then I'll be very upset. There we go. But still, you can see because of tactical sense and his innate defense, we only have a 67% chance to hit him, but our crit rating is out of control. So if we do hit, holy crap, it's gonna hurt. 13 big damage. And now, I mean, look at that, 26%. I'll roll the dice. No. Guys, it's never gonna be this good ever again. You just have to understand that we are never going to get this lucky ever again. And I do realize that I could have moved Buster Doom Guy to this position first and gotten rid of the suppression, but depending on whether or not I killed the Mutant Centurion, I was going to do something different with him. So don't worry, I'm not a pleb. And having this much crit chance is absolutely absurd, but I do not care. This mission is stupid. I'm so happy right now. Alright, so the Archon is coming out and is taking a shot at the heavy mech. It's going to do some big damage to it. I might not even get to use any of its attacks, but at the very least, if it soaks up some damage for us, that's a good thing. We got our use out of it. Yep, it's soaking up damage. I'll take it. I will absolutely take that. So yeah, I almost feel I want to say I feel bad, but I don't feel bad that I'm whooping that ass real good right now, giving it that nice spank. But there's this weird thing with Xcom where it is at its best when it's really difficult and when it's basically put on a strap on and it's pegging you real hard in the asshole. And that was one of the most gross things I've said ever. So I do apologize if that was a bit hard on the ears, but Xcom is at its best when it's doing that to you. And for any of the younger viewers, you need not know what pegging is until you're older. But Xcom is at its best when it's doing that to you. So right now, I do feel this sort of weird sense of, all right, this is going really well, but I'm craving the punishment that the game normally dishes out because it's not there, right? I'm basically, this is super offensive. I basically feel like a spouse that's been abused, and I'm wondering where the abuse is, right? Because XCOM punches me in the dick all the time, and now it's just not. I was gonna make another really gross analogy, but you can use your imagination as to what I was gonna say. I guess I'm not unhinged enough today to make a bunch of hand job jokes. But I'm pretty sure I'm willing to say at this point that you guys know me well enough that you can potentially guess all of the dirty things that I was going to say. But at this point, all we've got to do is kill a few more targets. I believe there are still 2 codecs left on the map, and then hack into the final objective, and then we're all done. So we got it. We did it. We did it. Hooray! And we'll go ahead and rapid fire this guy. Rapid fire is absolutely broken on any target that has the light 'em up ability. And 17 damage critical hit, absurd. And let me show you why it did that much. Aggression, gain +5 critical hit chance for each enemy you can see. That's nice. Center mass, you deal 1 additional point of damage with your base weapon. That is also nice. Bring 'em on. Gain 1 damage on critical hits for each enemy you can see up to a maximum of 8. That is ridiculous. Lethal, you deal 2 additional points of base damage with your weapon. That is just raising the curve, so it makes you more likely to deal your maximum damage, but all of those things together are making Solomon Slayer Gomez an absolute monster. And Diamond Freehold has some similar characteristics with his guns as well. But we just haven't been experiencing it as much because he doesn't have rapid fire, which is insanely overpowered on any soldier that has the light 'em up ability. But that's not me complaining, because I think XCOM is really balanced around certain things being overpowered, if I'm honest, because within a certain reason, Dude, if he fell off the map, I would have uninstalled the game. For real. Like, no jokes anymore. But yeah, there's a certain level of balancing with XCOM that I believe is done with something being overpowered in mind. For example, the sectopod to a certain degree is a bit overpowered. It gets 3 action points. It has pretty significant accuracy. Its armor values are out of control. It's just a very oppressive unit to deal with. But when you consider that you can get insane combinations of soldiers like what we have with us today, the sectopod is not even a threat. It's almost a joke. So essentially, if you have a good campaign of XCOM, then enemies like the sectopod that are, quote, overpowered, end quote, then... Wait, I just completely lost my train of thought. Oh, right. If you have enemies like the sectopod that are overpowered, and you're going up against it with a bunch of rookies, then, yeah, you're going to get your teeth kicked in, and it's not going to feel good. But if you have a group of soldiers that are at least majors, if you have a solid squad composition, a specialist, all that stuff, shredder from a grenadier, blah, 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 then it becomes almost a non-issue. And it becomes completely bearable. And I'm tiptoeing around because I swear I saw a codex on the initial activation, but maybe I was just seeing things. Because it doesn't feel like there's a codex anywhere.
Target in range. Move to hack the command console.
Yeah, I think we killed everything, guys. I mean, I kind of want to. Nah, let's just do it. Oh, end the turn. Yeah, there's no other enemies. I thought there were more. Punk ass aliens. Shit. Diamond Freehold, he might be a really good soldier, but he is not that tech savvy. Nope. Well, there we go. And there we go, we did it. That feels really good, man. So we've just got one more mission to do after this, the final mission, which is gonna take about 2 hours. I gotta buy a new 6-pack of beer before I do that mission. I promise you, I'm gonna be very drunk by the end of the final mission of XCOM, so that's gonna be fun for everybody. But yeah, so on that note, the name of the game is XCOM 2. You already knew that. The name of the channel is, oh my gosh, iBluairJgR Gaming for Comedy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.